Hey guys, it's Liv here, and in today's video, we're going to be using a team built around Baxcalibur. And if you guys enjoy this and you want to see some more, like and subscribe, and answer the comment question of the day, what's your favorite pseudo-legendary to use? My favorite's probably going to be Dragapult, to be honest. I like Dragapult a ton. I think it's a really fun pseudo. But Baxcalibur's proven to be a monster this generation, and I wanted to show it off, because I don't think I've actually done a Baxcalibur focus in a while. But with that said, let's get into today's team. Now, this is a team that actually won a Hatterene Series tournament, of course. So I'm going to link the whole team report. It's so masterfully done. I want you guys to know I could try and break down the team, and I think I would do a fraction of what this was, even if I read off like every little note. So I'm just gonna link the team report. I think I would truly do a disservice doing a team builder for this. But we're taking on Ozogiri Fluttermane with Sun, which is interesting. I think I'm gonna lead off with Bundle for sure. I think a Bundle with like Baxcalibur and Yin could be decent. Though Bax wouldn't be a terrible lead either. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with Bundle Hands for sure. I kind of want to go with like Bax in the back, and then Lastmon Fluttermane. I think that'll be a decent option. They're most likely going to lead with like Roaring Moon Torkoal if I had to guess. I think that's probably their best lead against this team, especially if it's a Terra Roaring Moon. But we'll have to see. Realistically, though, this Baxcalibur should be very, very damning for my opponent's team, actually. They don't have great ice checks other than Dondozo Tatsugiri. But if Dondozo has to Terra, of course, most of those Terra types are all weak to ice, which is really good for me, because that makes my Dondozo actually have a really good offensive matchup here. They're going to lead off with Roaring Moon and Dondozo. That's a very interesting lead combination, actually. I can kind of see like where this would come from. I just think it's a weird option is all. But I'll more than take it if my opponent wants to go for this, because I can actually just fake out into the Roaring Moon and then proceed to go for a Freeze Dry into this Mon. Now I can also probably just go for I kind of want to just go for like a pump. Not a pump, Protect here, just in case, but I don't think I really gain anything from that, so I am actually just going to click Freeze Dry, and then I'm going to click Fake Out into Roaring Moon. If my opponent doesn't go into Tatsugiri here with that Roaring Moon spot, then that's fine. I can obviously just go for, I can just go for the Fake Out and then just pressure it really well. And then that should also mean that Dondozo just probably dies. But even if it doesn't die here, I'm pretty set with that in all honesty, because regardless, there's going to be a ton of offensive pressure into that spot anyway, so I'm more than okay. Roaring Moon will switch out here, which does mean it wastes a booster energy, which is really good for me. They're going to bring in Tatsugiri, so this is fine in all honesty. Again, I only benefit from this, so I'm more than okay with this in all honesty. So let's see. So this Tatsugiri orange, I just wanted to make sure I marked that down. So Dondozo is probably going to still take a lot from this Freeze Dry, obviously. Now the Fake Out is useless here, but I do still think this is worthwhile, because if I had to take a really strong hit from Roaring Moon or let it get up like a Dragon Dance or something, that could be pretty bad. But Dondozo thankfully does take a lot of damage. Ooh, the Freeze. That's not good for my opponent. I'm sorry to be honest. For what it's worth, I don't think this... I think with the way that they played this thing, they burned through it way too early, to where it wouldn't really matter a lot. But it is still obviously, like that still sucks. That still definitely sucks. I kind of want to pop a Terra, but I'm not going to just yet. I think I would rather just go for the Volt Switch and then bring in Baxcalibur, in all honesty. And then I'm probably going to Terra Bax, if I had to guess. I can't really think of another Mon that I would actually click Terastal on. I'm kind of hoping as well this doesn't KO, funny enough. Oh my god, it didn't KO, perfect. Okay, because this works out so much better for me. Essentially because they didn't actually Terastal the Dozo, I can now bring in my Baxcalibur here and go for a loaded dice Icicle Spear into Tatsugiri. And then with this Freeze Dry into the Baxcalibur, into the Dondozo here, I can then go for an Icicle Spear into the... I'll go for it into the Dondozo technically, but it will never actually be attacking Dondozo. It's going to attack Tatsugiri. I guess in the off chance that for some reason something stopped Bundle from getting this off, which never should happen. But just thinking of my options. So, Icicle Spear is going to go off. This should probably KO Tatsugiri, even if it is... Well, obviously if it's Focus Sash, it's just going to get broken by Spear. But yeah, this should just die, which is perfect for me. We've now KO'd 2 Pokemon here. I now have no Booster Energy Roaring Moon to deal with, which is huge. And their last one probably is Torkoal, though it might be Fluttermane. It's definitely not Lilligant. There's no way Lilligant Roaring Moon was the last 2. Very weird team comp, to be honest. I feel like that both the Sun hinders the Dondozo archetype and the Dondozo archetype hinders the Sun aspect. they just want to play two very different routes, and I think someone saw the Lilycole top cut, and we're like, oh, okay, let me run that, but with Dondozo Tatsukiri. And I think that's probably what happened, to be completely honest. We're going to go for an Icy Wind here regardless, and then I'm going to go for Terra Water and go for the Icicle Spear into the Roaring Moon. Most likely this is not a Terra Steel set, but even if it is Terra Steel, I should be fine because it's not going to do a lot to my Terrestrial Water Baxcalibur. They're going to Terra on the Fluttermane anyway, which is going to be Terra Fairy. Pretty okay with this in all honesty. I can just KO it on the following turn because there's no way in hell this thing KOs Baxcalibur here. We're fairly bulky, 180 HP and 4 Speed F here. Now, I'm not sure specifically, I can pull up some defensive calcs. It looks like it's mostly for Garchomp though, and then everything else is just kind of circumstantial. But regardless though, this Baxcalibur should take this hit fairly well. It's a fairly bulky Pokemon. Protect and Roaring Moon. Okay, that's honestly not a big deal. So, we know this thing is Protect now, and we know that Fluttermane is Terra Fairy. That's fine. Okay, so let's see. So we know at the very least that this Fluttermane is probably going to go for some sort of like, yeah, it's going to go for Gleam. I'm anticipating this is like a Specs Fluttermane with how they're playing it. Yeah, that's Specs. That is definitely a Specs Fluttermane. Okay, well that's still not a big deal in all honesty. Now we know that Fluttermane is also going to be faster than our Baxcalibur here. That's perfectly okay actually, because I could just go into into Iron Hands, and I can just go for a Fake Out into Fluttermane. And then I can proceed to go for an Icicle Crash into the Roaring Moon. So yeah, we're gonna go for Fake Out here, and we're going to put some pressure on that Fluttermane, and then I'm gonna go for the Icicle Spear, and that should put a lot of damage out on this Roaring Moon as well. It shouldn't really have a great way to damage me. It's a pretty weak Pokemon, and considering a Specs Fluttermane with Terra Fairy Gleam took about half, I can't imagine that that Fluttermane takes this much better. Plus, it's obviously a Specsmon anyway. And I can probably just Ice Shard it next turn and do a ton of damage. We're going to see that Roaring Moon is going to unfortunately drop here to the Spears. So we'll take that. That's another Mon already cleared. And Fluttermane can't actually beat my own Fluttermane in the back. So even if they do take out both my Pokemon here, I'm honestly okay with that because my Fluttermane guarantee wins because of the speed drop with the Icy Wind earlier. So we've locked the win at this point. It's just about securing our differential, of course. So we're going to go for Thunder Punch. And then I'm going to go for an Ice Shard. I don't really need to click anything else. They're going to cancel anyway. Perfect. Okay, so that was game number 1. I'll see you guys in game 2. Okay, so game number 2, we're taking on a Sand team with Psyspam. This is interesting. This is essentially like a 3 sort of core team, where they obviously do have the Fluttermane and Iron Bundle. This is just a primary, just generic lead. Really good offensively. They have the Lycanroc Day and the Tyranitar as a sand option, and they have the Armarouge in DD. And the team kind of functions pretty well actually if we look at it on paper, because obviously Armarouge and DD is typically a Trick Room focused core, so it gives stuff like Tyranitar a really nice Trick Room out. I wouldn't be shocked to actually see the Terra Psychic set. Speaking of, I do want to, there was a team that I ran early in the format with like Sandy Shocks, and I kind of want to try that team yet again on the channel with the Terra Psychic T-Tar. Been having a lot of fun with it recently, just a complete tangent here. But yeah, we're going to lead off, let's see, so I do kind of like the idea of leading off with Bundle Hands again. I think a Bundle Hands is a pretty strong lead, though at the same time, I think it might have a bit of issues with the Fluttermane. The Fluttermane is what it is. I know I can Terra around it, but I still would just rather not. So I think I'm going to lead off with my Bundle and my Fluttermane here. I'm going to have Hands in the back for sure, because that'll help a lot with the T-Tar matchup. Actually, no. I'm going to lead off with Bax Bundle. That should help with the Psyspam route, which I think is going to lead here. And I can still just Terra around the Fluttermane if it does lead anyway, because Bundle most likely will have to go for Icy Wind this turn to just try and keep up with the speed tiers, which should be good for me, because I can then just Icicle Spear into the Fluttermane. So I'm not really too concerned here. But yeah, good luck and fun to my opponent, though. We're going to see that my opponent goes for Armarouge and DD. Yep, okay, perfect. So this was the lead that I anticipated. I don't know why I was trying to lead off with something that wasn't going to match up well into this, because one of the biggest issues if I did lead off with the Fluttermane was that it kind of just gets taken advantage of by this core. So what I'm going to proceed to do, I'm going to click the Freeze Dry here into the Armarouge, and I'm going to click Glaive Rush. Actually, no. So I'm going to click Icy Wind here. No. Yeah, I can click Icy Wind. Icy Wind is just meant to be like a Sash Breaker in case of whatever reason there's a Sashmon here. And then I'm going to proceed to click the I'm gonna click Terra Water here. Not that I super need to, but I don't really need to click on anything else anyway. Actually, I'm gonna wait to click it. They're not gonna click Heat Wave anyway, and even if they do, I still take it pretty well. They're gonna go for Follow Me this turn, that's fine. This Indeedee should drop completely, by the way, to this. I'm anticipating as well that Armourouge is probably gonna go for... ooh. Okay, Armourouge took it, thank God. Alright, that's the one I cared about taking it most anyway, so I'm okay with that. Glaber should do a ton of damage here. This is probably gonna Oko. No, it does not Oko. That doesn't even come close. Okay, so yeah, Bax is dead. Bax is so dead from that, and same as Bundle too. Okay, so it's not great, but it's not terrible either. I could essentially, at the very least, just pick off these two next turn with Gleam from Fluttermane, and that should be pretty beneficial. And then I'm probably gonna go for a Terra on Hands. I don't know if no, I probably should. Let me just make sure, let me double check that this doesn't have speed. Yeah, so this doesn't have speed. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna Terra the Hands. Essentially that way then we can make sure that we're not getting completely massacred by the Expanding Forces turn. And then I'm going to proceed to go for a, Drain Punch into the Armourouge. And then I'll get off a, oh right, I don't have Clean. I'm gonna go for a Moonblast then into Indeedee. This should just KO Indeedee, obviously, in case if they're going to go for some sort of Trick Room here. Or just like a Follow Me. I can't really let them follow me into my... I can't let them follow me my Shadow Ball, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Because that would be pretty bad for me. Now, my Iron Hands isn't going to do a lot of damage anyway, but it's kind of just what I need to do. They're going to go for Protect on Indeedee. That's fine. We'll just have to go for Drain Punch. They're going to go for Dual Protect. Okay. I'm not sure why they made that play. They have Terrain up. It benefits them not at all. But we'll still take this. If anything, they're just stalling out their own terrain, which kind of works out well for me. It doesn't really make a huge difference, to be completely honest, but it is something. Let's see. This is something I could do, actually. I'm going to go for the Drain Punch into the Indeedee, and then I'm going to proceed to click Protect here on my Fluttermane. This should cover the Expanding Force turn while also letting me get a stronger Shadow Ball onto the Armourouge on the following turn, which is going to be beneficial. I don't mind keeping Armourouge around because I could essentially just dictate the spot to guarantee hitting it. So I would rather just go for that when I'm never going to kill the Armourouge anyway with the Drain Punch, and I could preserve a Focus Sash, which will be nice. Now this Indeedee is going to take the Drain Punch from my Iron Hands, which should be decent. Ooh, okay, that's not good. That's not at all good. But we take it. We take it, and they're breaking their defenses anyway, which is huge. So I will more than take that. We'll get some nice recovery from this anyway. It should bring us to about half. And then Armourouge should be pretty pressured on the following turn. Essentially, they would probably have to bring an Iron Bundle here, which I am more than okay with that. But we'll have to see what my opponent does. Thankfully, though, because of the Assault Vest, of course, even if this is like a Terra Fairy set, we can take this pretty well. Lycanroc comes in. Okay, Lycanroc coming in is fine. Because they don't have Tyranitar in yet. So I'm going to proceed to click the Drain Punch into Lycanroc. And then I'm going to... Actually, Now this is a little bit of a predicament. It's kind of scary. Because they could go for... Okay. I kind of just need to click... And this is where having Gleam would have been a nice benefit. I kind of just need to dual target into this Lycanroc. Because I can't let this thing... Yeah, they're going to go for Sand anyway. That's fine. So they're probably just going to go for Rock Slide here, but that's fine. I just need to take out the Lycanroc, because I can muscle the Tyranitar on the following turn anyway, and I'll get a lot of HP back by doing this too. But I can't let Lycanroc start going for Endeavors or anything, because it will have the benefit of just beating my team really easily that way. There's also going to be the little bit of a concern regarding the fact that... Ooh. Now that's really terrifying, actually. Terra Ghost, they might have won. They might have won, actually. I mean, they probably won anyway, to be completely honest, because I think I just died to another rock slide anyway from, or realistically, I never actually KO'd the combination of T-Tar plus Armourouge in the endgame anyway. So I might have just lost this regardless, but it only hurts. It only hurts. Okay, so I'm going to proceed to click Drain Punch into T-Tar, and then I'm going to click the Protect on Fluttermane. Essentially my goal here is to try and hope that they choke and go for like an Accelerock into Fluttermane, and then they try to just like go for something with T-Tar that's not going to do a lot of damage. That's really all I can bank on here. Now they're not going to make that play, but I don't really have a better out than I guess dodging, which if I dodge Rock Slide, that's also really good. I unfortunately do not dodge Rock Slide. Can I dodge the T-Tar's Rock Slide? Oh, they went into Flutter Mane. Okay, so this works out really well for me. I just need to hit my Rock Slide, my Drain Punch, and then I can kill. Perfect. Okay, so this is really good. That might have saved me. I'm not 100% sure, but it helps. It definitely helps. I will say, I don't know if I can take out the... I don't know if I can take out the Lichen Rock here. What I essentially need to do is... I'm pretty sure it's immune to Sand Rush on Sand, so I can't even bank off of that. Okay, so... Yeah, I don't think I can win this. I can bank off of Flutter Mane dodging a Rock Slide, and that's really all I can do here. So essentially, yeah, I need to Thunder Punch, and then I need to dodge a Rock Slide. If I dodge the Rock Slide, I win. It would be lucky for sure. But if it happens, I win the game. So we're banking on dodging this Rock Slide now. So I just need Flutter Mane to do so. Come on, I really need Flutter Mane to dodge this Rock Slide so I can win the game and not go 1-1. I do objectively win the game though if they do that. Same as if they click Protect actually. Because Iron Hands would take that hit, and even after Sand, I think I could just pick this off. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping they click Protect on like Lichen Rock, or B if they just miss the Rock Slide. Both of those work out really well for me. They're gonna go for Rock Slide. Oh no, it's gonna hit. Okay. So yeah, no, then I lose because Armor just takes me out with Armor Cannon, and that's game. A very close game for sure. I could have probably polished that up a little bit better. I think that realistically as well. In hindsight, maybe leading off with Bax Bundle was not the play. I think I should have let off with... I probably should have let off with like Arcanine and went for Snarl, and then Arcanine Bax could have maybe done it. I could protect in the first turn and then go for some sort of option on the second turn to try and break them. And I think that might have been the better play here. But regardless though, we're going to get into game number 3 though. We'll see you guys then. Okay, so moving on to the final team today, we're taking on a Rain team consisting of Flutter Mane, Pelipper, let's see. So they also have Scizor, Palafin, Iron Hand, and a Moongus. Okay, so we're taking on Rain. Rain is fairly interesting. I think I always lead off with Bundle here. Bundle Flutter Mane I think will be a decent offensive lead. Essentially what I can do is I can go for Protect on Bundle, then go for some sort of Moonblast. Probably Moonblast into Palafin if it leads, because it probably will. Though I could also pressure Iron Hands that way. I just don't know their Terra is all. Bax could be a decent option. Terra Water Bax would be pretty difficult for them to KO outside of Iron Hands. And then I can probably just go for like a Flutter Mane dictating into that spot, as well as stuff like my own Arcanine or my Iron Hands trying to pressure. Now, I know that obviously we're fighting a Rain team, and that in theory Iron Hands might benefit a bit more against Rain specifically due to its bulk, but at the same time I feel like Arcanine has a pretty decent matchup here. It's a pretty good Flutter Mane check on top of that as well. I could just start going for stuff like Will-O-Wisp. I think I'm gonna go with Iron Hands. I don't really benefit off of Garganicle this game. It's not gonna matter. Despite the water spam, it just is not really taking those kind of hits. With Terra Ghost, it does become a decent Pokemon here. But I essentially need to dictate my Terra onto Garganicle, and I don't think that I can guarantee that necessarily. Because I do already have a couple good Terra options in this matchup, such as Flutter Mane, for example. If they lead off with Palafin, I might need it. They're gonna go with Iron Hands and Pelipper. Okay, Iron Hands Pelipper is fine, actually. Because they're probably gonna... This means that they're probably gonna go for like a Tailwind this turn on Pelipper, which I am more than okay with. And then I can go for Protect and Iron Bundle. Now, I think what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to go for just a Moonblast into Iron Hands. They would need to dual target me. Did not make this work. So I'm just going to go for my Moonblast here, and this should put a lot of pressure on that hand spot. I'm going to guess it's a 2-hit KO. I highly doubt that this is some sort of OHKO. In fact, it guarantee should not be an OHKO. There's no way that hands is frail enough for this to be an OHKO unless I get a crit. But it should definitely be like a probably 50 to 60 roll if I had to guess, because we're only Focus Sash and we're Timid Focus Sash at that. So it's not even like we really have some sort of really extremely offensive set, but it should be decent nonetheless. Now, let's see. So they're probably going to go for, yep, Fake Out into the bundle. That's perfectly fine. I could probably Terra Fairy on this turn. I just wanted to make sure that my opponent didn't predict around this. Oh, wow. So that's not a Navy Hands. Okay. That's still good to know. Okay. So what I'm going to proceed to do here, I'm going to go for Freeze Dry into Pelipper. and then I'm going to go for a Protect into Iron Hands. Not Protect, Moonblast into Iron Hands. I wouldn't go for a Protect in that spot, although I will say they might go for Protect. That's definitely not Assault Vest, so it's probably like a Safety Goggles or like a Lumberry set. I guess Terra Fairy would have one-shot, but I don't know if I even really needed to anyway, to be completely honest. I'll still have enough in the back anyway that can put a lot of pressure on this team. It's probably Sash Pelipper, so it's not going to Oko. Oh, it's not. This might be Damp Rock or Citrus, actually, so that's something we need to keep in mind in terms of rain turns. This Iron Hand should drop, though. They're going to be down to just Palafin. Most likely, it's probably Palafin and then Scizor. Though it might be Fluttermane Scizor, I guess. That could be interesting, actually, Fluttermane Scizor. Because then the rain could have been a nice defensive tool for Scizor while being Tailwind for Fluttermane, and that could have a lot of merit. They're going to go into Scizor here. Yep. Okay, so Scizor's definitely here. And then, is that Fluttermane in the last spot? I think it's... Oh, it's Palafin, so they did bring the Palafin. Okay. This is fine, actually. Palafin is not a threat. My bundle should always beat it. I'm going to proceed to click Protect here. And then I'm going to click Perish Song, because I guarantee win the game off of that. They actually guarantee cannot beat my team, unless they go for... they would have to go for dual priority into Fluttermane, which if they do, that's fine. I don't mind wasting this turn. But I don't really benefit either by letting Bundle take bullet punches unnecessarily, because it's my best check to Bundle. And I'd rather get a better turn where I can just like fake out the Scizor and then go for the Freeze Drive, because I do have that opportunity, actually. So my opponent's going to proceed to Terrastal here. My guess is this is the Palafin to try and make it an offensive threat. Yep, they're going to go for Terra Water Palafin. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I don't mind Terra Water Palafin, because it's the zero form of Palafin, and I know this can do a respectable amount of damage, but it's not really going to do anything I'm scared of. I think they Bullet Punched the Scizor and then the Bundle, and then went for Jet Punch into the Fluttermane. If I had to guess, it's the play. We already see the Jet Punch go off. It brings us down to Sash. Now the question is, did Scizor deem this worthy of dual target? If they predicted around my Focus Sash, well played. Nope, they went for the Bundle. Okay, I kind of figured they would make that play. This is perfect. It essentially means that I guarantee win in 3 turns, and I definitely have the pieces to make this guaranteed. So I'm going to click Protect on Fluttermane, and I'm going to go for Freeze Dry into Palafin. Essentially, this already should mean that I guarantee I have enough Mons that can live this endgame. So I'm more than okay with that. And then I can Freeze Dry the Palafin just in case if they try and target my Fluttermane yet again. My bundle should guarantee take the Bullet Punch at least, but again, this is where it comes down to I didn't want to take unnecessary damage. Because at the very least, for example, my opponent would have had no drawback clicking Bullet Punch into my bundle this turn. They're actually going to predict it. Okay, good play on my opponent's end, because this actually might mean that they guarantee take me out with Bullet Punch. Which is a good play for my opponent for sure. Let's see how we let that go. Okay, so that's actually kind of shocking, I can't lie. I didn't think I would. But at the very least, though, making sure that we can, again, guarantee take this hit, really beneficial, because it's a hit that we might not have taken if I didn't go for Protect in the last turn. So at this point, I don't even need to click Protect on either of these Pokemon. What I could probably just do is I could probably just click Icy Wind and then Shadow Ball. They're going to pick off both my Mons anyway, and I don't really have a reason to try and guarantee this Protect, because next turn I'll have Fake Out plus my Baxcalibur, and my Baxcalibur still has Terrastal here, and they can't actually kill Terrastal Water Bax with any other Pokemon. They objectively have no means of doing so. So really this turn's just about making them think they have hope by killing 2 of my Mons. They're closing differentials, sure, but it won't really matter because they have no actual endgame here. So we're gonna bring in the Terra Water Bax, and while my Baxcalibur cannot touch Scizor, the Scizor cannot touch my Bax anyway. And the difference being is they're down to a single turn, and I can actually just go for Fake Out into the Scizor anyway, and then just kill the Palafin. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kill the Palafin. And that should be game. What I could actually also do if I want to make that play, I think I'm actually going to Terra the Iron Hands just to make it have a little more health at the end of the game. And then I'm going to proceed to actually Icicle Spear into the Palafin because I think it's funnier. So yeah, we're gonna make this play. It's objectively not an optimal play. Like if this game had more than 1 turn left, I would never make that play. But it's because the game is ending on on this turn that I can make this play. It's a really funny play because essentially it's just about preserving health. Because Scizor could have actually put a lot of damage on my Iron Hands with this Terrastal, but by going for Fake Out into Scizor, they would essentially have to be Covert Cloak, which they've proven not to be by being Life Orb Scizor. So we can now make sure that we're obviously taking like the Wave Crash or the Jet Punch really well, because we're going to resist this with both of our Pokemon now, instead of only resisting it with the Baxcalibur. So their Palafin's going to just not die to Recoil, which is great, because I can just Icicle Spear the Palafin to take it out. And then we can kill the Scizor with the Perish Song. Now I could have just went for Protect, and I could have made it 7 and both Pokemon died to Perish Song. That also would have been pretty funny, but Comedy's subjective, and I chose to make it this play because I'm the one piloting the game. So this is our drops here, and we're going to go 2-1 for the day. I'm going to try and get one more game in. We're only 26 minutes into the video, and since I'm not doing a team builder, we can get one more game in. So I'll see you guys in the next match. Peace out, guys. Okay, so moving on to the final team today, we're taking on a Bellibolt Sun team, consisting of Bellibolt, Fluttermane, they have Torkoal, Great Tusk, Murkrow, and Oranguru. So I'm trying to think of, I guess, because they do have a couple options here. Now, I'm going to assume that Murkrow is, while it is a Tailwind Murkrow, its main role here is for Dondozo matchups, and it's meant to haze it. So that way then stuff like Torkoal and Bellibolt can do more damage. The Great Tusk is probably going to be some sort of, I feel like on this team it's kind of a Trick Room set with like maybe booster energy, and then the Fluttermane is going to be some sort of Specs build. It's going to be like a bulky Specs build, though it might also just be fast as an out for Trick Room because with the Torkoal Sun it could be a decent option. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lead off with Bundle. I think that Bundle plus Baxcalibur should be a decent option. I can kill their Trick Room right away and then proceed to start wearing down their other slots. I can go for a Fluttermane in the back. It'll take advantage of Torkoal at least, which is good. And then this is a game where I definitely do bring the Garganacl. This Garganacl, in theory, should actually be pretty decent here. With Wide Guard, it'll be great for both the Bellibolt and the Torkoal. Might also be great for the Great Tusk, but the issue with Great Tusk will be, I guess, if they have Headlong Rush. This might be a game where I Terra Garganacl as well, in all honesty, because Terra Garganacl could be decent for that Tusk, actually, as well as the Torkoal. Though, I guess it depends on if Bellibolt comes or not, because I would never Terra it against the Bellibolt, and it would depend on what's on the field when Tusk is. So my opponent's going to proceed to go for Oranguru Fluttermane here. Okay. This leads me to believe that they're actually going to go for some sort of Instruct Dazzling Gleam here, which I'm fine with that, in all honesty, because... So I guess the question is, do I just go for the KO on the... So they're going to be Booster. They're going to be Booster and... Oh, they're Symbiosis. Okay. So that's interesting. They're going to be Booster Energy, Special Attack. And they have a Life Orb. Okay. So we're going to proceed to go for the Icy Wind here. Icy Wind should guarantee take this out. And we're going to go for Terrestrial Water here. And then I'm going to proceed to go for an Icicle Spear into the Fluttermane here. If it is a Trick Room team, that's fine. It would essentially have to Protect to not just die to this turn, which I'm more than okay with that. I was going to target the Oranguru, but in hindsight, that Fluttermane being Booster Special Attack with the Life Orb is going to be a problem. Especially considering the fact that it's going to activate both this turn without even needing Sun Up, which is kind of an issue. It's not a huge deal, because at the very least that means that they probably didn't bring Torkoal if they were meaning to pop it now, because I don't know why they would have popped it now otherwise. But thankfully, though, we're going to be able to put some nice pressure on this Fluttermane here, and Fluttermane should just drop. This Terra Water and Baxcalibur is still going to be useful for stuff like Torkoal in the back, as well as for the Great Tusk. It might not be great for the Bellibolt, but I'm okay with making that trade because I wanted to make sure that I didn't get my speed calc wrong. But Fluttermane does drop here. Beautiful. Oranguru's probably going to go for Trick Room, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Oranguru going for Trick Room. I might have one for Instruct, though, which is... Oh, no, they did go for Trick Room. Okay. I was kind of hoping Instruct, but I'm okay with this still. Alright, so they're going to probably bring in the Bellibolt here. Now this isn't a great turn exactly for me because I'm going to have to lose both my Pokemon to this, or at least one of them. No, they're going to bring in Torkoal. Okay, the Torkoal coming in is huge actually because my Baxcalibur should chew this pretty well. I'm going to proceed to go for a Hydro Pump here, and then I'm going to click Protect actually. The logic behind Protect is essentially in case that they're going to go for like Construct Solar Beams, because that could actually be kind of terrifying here. Now, I'm assuming that they're going to go for, like, an Eruption, which I'm okay with that, because that would boost my attack, and Baxcalibur would chew it very well. But I don't really want to make that gamble right now. I don't think I'm in a position to make that gamble right now. So I would much rather, truthfully, just go for this. Now, I'm kind of curious, though, if they're going to have Solar Beam. If they have Solar Beam, this Torkoal actually is kind of an issue. And maybe, again, maybe tearing the backs was kind of a misplay, in all honesty. We're going to go for Protect, though, and see how we need to play around this, because that's going to determine a lot of our matchup here. They are going to go for Solar Beam. Okay. I hope they go for it into the Baxcalibur. That would be amazing. Go for it into the Baxcalibur Torkoal. That would be huge. Nope, they're going to go for it into Bundle. Okay. So Bundle dies, and we know that this has Solar Beam. That also means they're probably going to Instruct the Solar Beam with the Oranguru. No, they're going to go for Psychic. Okay. So Trick Room Psychic. I'm curious why they're not clicking Instruct. I feel like that would have... Oh, you know what? Maybe they thought they'd underpace. That's kind of an interesting way to look at it. Okay. So I'm going to proceed to go for a Fluttermane here. And then what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball into... I'm going to go for Shadow Ball into the Torkoal. And then I'm going to proceed to go for a Glaive Rush into the Torkoal as well. Because I want to just take this mon out as quickly as possible. I'm assuming they'll click like Solar Beam and then maybe Instruct, though they might also just click Eruption. And then, I don't know. They're probably not going to click Eruption. They might have to, though, just to try and break the Flutter Mane. Because Flutter Mane is a decent offensive threat to them anyway. Regardless, though, we'll kind of have to play around it after this turn. I just need to see what they're going to go for. But either way, they're either going to value taking out Flutter Mane or taking out Bax. They objectively cannot do both, though, which is really good for me. Now, I'm going to hope that Baxcalibur takes this hit anyway. It's not like it's a Terra Torkoal anyway. And despite the fact it's super effective, yeah, Bax is fairly bulky. If they go for the Instruct here, that could have been kind of scary. But thankfully, they're actually just going to target my Flutter Mane, which is huge. Because with Flutter Mane being around, with its Focus Sash still and all, this actually helps a lot in our endgame here. Now, we can just Ice Shard the Torkoal, and then I can proceed to go for, actually... I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball into Torkoal, and then I'm going to click Protect on Baxcalibur. Because I believe that we only have one more turn of Trick Room, or if we have two, I could switch out Baxcalibur into Garganacl on the next turn and be fine. And that will work out well. I don't think they're going to target the Flutter Mane this turn necessarily, but if they do, I'm okay with that. It's a little bit of an uphill battle at that point, but I can make this work with Garganacl in the back because their team doesn't break it that well outside of Tusk. Which I guess it just kind of comes down to, do they have Tusk? No, they're going to go for Flutter Mane. Ooh. That's rough. That's actually really bad. I hope they didn't Psychic. If they went for Psychic here, that kind of sucks. Ooh, okay. Yep, that's not good. Oh my god, Flutter Mane took that. Flutter Mane's really pulling through here, I can't lie. Both my team has gotten pretty lucky with this Oranguru doing jack to them. That bails me out a lot, actually, by not having to deal with the Solar Beam Torkoal. Now, I guess the question is do I have to deal with the Belly Bolt in the back? Because if I have to deal with Belly Bolt in the back, we're in kind of a problem situation, though I guess I can win it with Salt Cure plus Garganacl. I'd essentially need to Salt Cure plus Recover Spam, which can work. But I'm going to kind of hope that I don't have to deal with that. Great Tusk, okay. So Great Tusk is a lot easier to deal with. So, essentially here, what I need to do... So, Trick Room did not end. How many turns of Trick Room do we have? Okay. So, let me check real quick. So, we have one more turn of Trick Room. So, I need to kind of make a play here. I'm going to go for a Wide Guard here. And then I'm going to proceed to go for an Icicle Spear here. Actually, no, I need to go for the Double Protect. If I don't land the Double Protect, I lose. But Oranguru can always just go for Psychic in my spot anyway. I'm going for the Wide Guard here, anticipating they'll click Earthquake on this turn. But if they click Headlong Rush, it never really mattered. They're going to click Protect. Okay. Protect is kind of huge. Protect is actually really huge. Because I can Icicle Spear that spot now really freely. Okay. So actually, no, there's kind of a problem here. There's kind of a problem. I need to make sure that I can take on the Great Tusk. I need to make sure that it doesn't outpace me. Now it is booster attack, but it doesn't really tell us a lot in all honesty. I'm going to go for Salt Cure into Oranguru here. It doesn't really matter if... No, I'm going to go for it into Great Tusk, because Great Tusk is the threat. I'm going to go for Icicle Spear into Great Tusk, and I'm going to just hope that they're a slow, Trick Room oriented Great Tusk. If they're not, I think I lose. But it comes down to if I've read the team correctly. Did I read the team correctly that this is a fast, bulky Trick Room Great Tusk? I kind of need it to be. Like, I don't win this game if they're not. They could still actually guarantee this game anyway by going for like a Terra Steel here. There's not a lot I can do about that. I guess, I mean, Terra Steel might be a little bit better for my... Okay, so they're going to be Terra Ground. Okay, that's fine. Terra Steel might be a little bit better for my Salt Cure, but they're Terra Ground anyway, so it's fine. I just need to outpace. Headlong Rush. Okay. Please be in the card. Nope, it's going to be the backs. Okay, so I guarantee this game, actually. Because I can't beat the Great Tusk at this point. My Garganacl should guarantee lose, actually, to Headlong Rush. And then even still, I'm going to have to take a Psychic with my Garganacl here anyway, which isn't great. That's really not great at all. So, yeah, that does no damage. Absolutely -2 damage, in all honesty. And this Psychic is going to do too much. It's not going to do a lot, but it's, like, that's already too much damage, in all honesty. Thankfully, it says got attack drop now, which is kind of useful for me. I'm going to go for Protect and just kind of hope that I can somehow fucking take this. I don't think I can. In fact, actually, I know for a fact I guarantee don't have the turns to take this on. Because Oranguru should guarantee... Yeah, so no matter what, I'm going to guarantee take too much damage. I'm gonna end the video here. I cannot beat this mon. I'm not going to try and stall through the turns just to try and whittle this down to like half and then drop. Because at most I take a single Headlong Rush, I go for a couple protects. I would need to like triple protect multiple times to actually win that game. So I'm just going to save us all the pain. That would add in like 4 minutes unnecessarily to the video. If you guys enjoyed this and you want to see some more content like it, leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. We went 2 and 2 for the day, which is still pretty good. So make sure, of course, you guys subscribe and keep up with this content. If you want to become a channel member today, it's only a couple $dollars a month. Speaking of course, shout outs to all of our channel members on the recent videos. We have Matt O'Shea, B-Bat, Josh Gay Ultra Player, Mia, Zeke Zero, Anna DePer. We have Timo Mueller and Fonzie. If you guys want to join the bunch of channel members, of course, link to that down below. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace out, guys.